guys, it's Jarek there, Dragon from Red Dragon Airsoft. Got another review today. This one is of the CYMA CM.041B. This is another CYMA's products where they are really improving. They've really improved originally with their M14. Obviously with their Glock AAP, that really isn't available anymore. Then they did their AKs. Everyone knows about their AKs. All of those sell very, very well, and all of those have a very good reason to, and this one will have no difference when it comes to a reason for them to sell well. I was looking on my site. This is the reason I got it. I was looking on my site and really realized the only MP5s I have on my site is the MP5K, which is totally different than an actual MP5. Well, kinda, you know what I mean. And then my other one is the ICS MP5 SD5, and don't get me wrong, that thing is amazing. However, it's a little bit more pricey than the CYMA is. So I realized, I really didn't have an affordable MP5. So if you don't have the extra cash, extra few hundred, I think it is, to spend on the ICS, this is definitely a good way to turn. CYMA definitely makes the best affordable AEGs out of the market. So the box, it's really nothing special. Just a standard CYMA box. I have the gun out of it, but I'll open up the box for you anyway. If I can. Show this box, I'm smarter than it. You get your instruction manual, plenty of Chinglish to go around in here, but that should be expected. If you really need to know something, you can look at the giant pictures. Unjamming rod. Two of these styrofoam things to keep it from moving during shipping, which is good. Craptastic BBs, don't use these. They're breaking your gun. Just throw them away if I haven't already for you. Get your Allen wrench key, 8.4 volt battery. That's not really that great. I recommend getting a 9.6 or 7.4 LiPo. A trickle charger, not that good either. I recommend getting a smart charger. Or if you get a LiPo, make sure to get a charger that will charge those LiPos. And here's the gun, which also comes with this foregrip, which is pretty high quality. It's not just a cheapo ABS plastic foregrip. And it also comes with a 200 round high capacity MP5 magazine that I had absolutely no problems with this being fed into the gun when I was doing my chronos or accuracy tests. So you don't need to worry about these MP5s being low quality. Or at least the magazines, I mean. Alright, so now I'm going to zoom in so you guys can really see what this MP5 looks like. Alright, so now I'm zoomed in on the gun. So let's go over it, the metal and plastic parts. Alright, so this gun really doesn't have it doesn't feature any major low quality plastic parts like ABS plastic. The stock is the lowest quality plastic you'll find, but the stock is overall pretty high quality as well. It's very, very sturdy. And it doesn't give off that glimmer in the light, as you can see, that a lot of other MP5s would. So, the stock is plastic. The butt plate on the back is rubber for being comfortable on your shoulder. The sights are metal. The upper receiver, the whole upper receiver, down to the mag well and the magazine itself is also metal. This includes the bolts on the other side. This isn't the highest quality metal in the world, but it's definitely better than plastic. Lower receiver is high composite plastic. It feels great, doesn't glimmer in the light either. Foregrip again is pretty high quality plastic. These rails, because this is a railed MP5, these rails are metal, along with the one on this side. There's another one on the other side. These are covered by these are rail covers right now that is on the gun. They also come with the gun, just so you don't cut yourself. But if you take these off, you'll have full rails on each side to mount lasers, flashlights, whatever you wish to mount on this MP5. And the bottom rail is already exposed since I have this foregrip on it. The flash hider is metal, and it's the standard MP5 flash hider, so if you wanted to replace it with a standard black one or whatever you wish, you could. However, this little plastic ring here, this ring over time will most likely just fall off. So, yeah, CYMA has a habit of doing that. The trigger is metal, and the select switch, which is ambidextrous, Clicks into place very nicely, as you can see in here. But that is metal as well. Now the caulking rod, this is something I need to talk about. This caulking rod is metal, however it is pot metal, so do not slap it. If you slap this little piece here, the actual piece you pull on, if you just let it snap forward, this piece will just fly off after a certain amount of time, and it will be totally just broken. However, at least companies, at least CYMA is starting to realize it's a bit of a problem, but instead of just fixing it and making that higher quality metal, they put a little hole here. I don't know if you guys can see it. They put a little hole right here where you can unscrew it and take this piece out and put in a higher quality one. However, I do wish they would just add better metal to the caulking rod. That's really my only complaint I can say about this gun so far, is that the caulking rod is not that high of quality, but what can you expect out of China? It's pretty usual. Alright, so also pulling the caulking rod back will expose the hop-up unit. As you can see, it opens up the bolt, and then there's this little plastic piece up here. When it's forward, hop-up is tuned down. When you pull it back, like that, the hop-up is tuned up. So it's very nice to have the hop-up unit in the actual bolt and have the bolt not just part of the gun, and have the hop-up unit. In the earlier models, they were simply up here. So it's nice to have a hop-up unit in the bolt itself. So that's very, very nice. The magazine, like I mentioned, 200 round MP5 magazine. It is very, very nice. It's a simple, or I meant to say it's not anything absolutely amazing, but it's high enough quality to not give you any feed problems. You just pour them in up top and then wind on bottom like a standard high capacity magazine. But again, feeds flawlessly, so there's no complaints there. Clicks into place perfect. The mag release works perfect as well. The sights are barrel and drum sights. I'll move so you can see them here. There you go. These sights are barrel and drum sights. You can twist them so they can be a little less wide, like your standard MP5, and then the front is a standard post. The stock houses the battery. Now, if you're into real firearms, you're probably asking the question, why would you want a stock on your MP5? Just simply, why would you want a stock on your MP5? Because it's not really an MP5 unless you have the sliding stock. I mean, that's just signature to the MP5. When it comes to airsoft, the stock gives you a lot of advantages. You can hold a bigger battery, a lot easier battery replacement. It's a lot more solid. A lot of the companies like to make the sliding stocks and they kind of wobble. Depending on the company, a lot of higher quality companies have figured out how to make them not wobble, which I love. So overall, it makes it a lot more solid. It gives you a lot of advantages. Personally, myself, I do prefer the sliding stock, but I'm the minority. A lot of people prefer the full-size stock, so I'm just listening to what people want. I'll show you where the battery gets housed. Battery is housed here. You simply push down and pull off the rubber butt piece. This is where the fuse is. If I can get to it without seeing what I'm doing, there we go. Where the fuse is right there, and where the connector is right here. This gun uses mini type batteries. Like I got a 9.6 volt mini type. Fits in here perfectly. You can see lots and lots of space. However, it does not wobble around while you're running, which is a pleasant surprise. Simply connect the connectors, tuck your wires down in here, and I'm doing this without even looking really. Take your stock piece, put it on, click it up, and there you go. And it's ready. So it's really easy to do. I did it pretty much without looking. I'll give you firing selector mode. I'll give you a rate of fire test. So this is on full auto. So it's pretty nice. Let me zoom out so I can do my final talking. Alright, so now you guys can see me again. So this gun shoots at a pretty hot velocity. Shoots at around 400, 405, 410 feet per second. When the spring finally settles down, it should be shooting around 395 to 400 feet per second. So for woodland, this is going to be shooting great. However, if you want to take it into CQB, you're going to have to lower the spring a little bit. By lowering the spring, I would recommend probably about an M100 to shoot about 330 feet per second. This gun features a standard version too, so a lot of replacement parts, very easy to find, and MP5s are very popular as well. So lots of replacement parts internally and externally, so it shouldn't be any bit of a problem there. So again, if you want to go CQB, about 330 feet per second should be good, so around an M100 spring. But if you're going woodland, this gun is very accurate. You can hit targets 150 feet no problem. Go watch my accuracy test to see that. It's just incredibly easy to hit your target. This thing is actually very, very accurate, which shouldn't be too much of a surprise, because CYMA has always had really good hop-up units. That's something I've noticed. Their CYMA M14 has an amazing hop-up unit. Granted, that design, the M14 design is great. Their AKs have amazing hop-up units, and so do their MP5s. And as well as their AEPs, those also have amazing hop-up units. So everything they've released and newer stuff they've released have been great for accuracy, and this is really no exception. So if you want to take this in the woodland, do that. You got no problem whatsoever in doing that. The rate of fire is around 700 rounds per minute. It's pretty good. It's nothing amazing. So I'd recommend maybe upgrading the motor, doing a few internal upgrades to raise the rate of fire a little bit, and that's with the 9.6 volt. If you lower the spring though, it should be around 900 rounds a minute, and that's definitely respectable. The rate of fire it has now is definitely respectable as well. But if you're like me and like to go a little bit overboard and make your rate of fire go a lot higher, that's the way I tend to go. So you could do that, no problem. Like I said, lots of replacement parts. This gun also has sling mounts. There's one on the back stock back here. It's pretty solid. There's also one in the very front that is attached as part of the gun. It's also very solid. So I think I've covered everything now. Again, if you want to buy this gun, there's a link in the video information to RDA's website. There's also a link in the video information to RDA's forum. So with that being said, that has been Red Dragon Airsoft's review of the CYMA CM.041B, otherwise known as the CYMA MP5 RIS.